Good afternoon. Today we're at the Motorcycle Hall of Fame Museum in Pickerington, Ohio. This is an offshoot of the AMA where they recognize people in the motorcycling industry and the contributions that they've made. It's a great museum. There's lots of old motorcycles, new motorcycles, historic motorcycles. So stick along with us while we go through a tour and we're going to share it with you. So some of you are interested in the Grom and the Monkey. Well, this is the bike that started it. It was the Honda Mini Trail 90. I had one of these when I was a kid. It was just a great bike to learn on. I hope we can get some of the younger kids into the sport on these smaller displacement and electric bikes. These are just so much fun, and when you fall, it doesn't hurt so much. So taking it up a notch, this is the bike that got Honda into racing. It's definitely not a Honda 90. Some of you on the early Go Wings may remember the Vetter Windjammer. This is an example of one of these. People would simply add these to the big naked bikes and get some of the same experiences we get today right out of the factory. My dad had one of these. It's pretty cool to see now. Craig Vetter was all about fuel economy and great aerodynamics. This is just another example of a bike designed to maximize wind and weather protection and give you a car-like feel. Remember, this was all done in the late 70s and 80s when gas supplies were short and people were looking for alternatives to those big American cars. I'd take that to work, wouldn't you? Here's one more example of a Vetter fairing. Now most big touring bikes just come standard from the factory with these. We're now coming up on a 250 Suzuki from 2005. It's the RM 250 that won the AMA Supercross Championship that year. It's just nice to see all of these bikes displayed like this so you can get up close and check them out. This is a 2001 Kawasaki SR 250. Pretty cool. And now we're coming up on the 2004 Honda Cfr 450R. This was the second perfect season for this particular bike. Just cool again to see all these dirt bikes and the race heritage they bring. We are coming into the concept and specialty bikes area. This concept bike made the land speed record in 2001. Can you imagine going that fast on two wheels? These are just some great examples of historic motorcycles. Please take some time and come and visit yourself. Admission is free if you're an AMA member. And if you live in Ohio and love motorcycles as much as we do, this is just a no-brainer. This is another Craig Vetter inspired activity regarding high mileage riding and high fuel economy in the 80s. This was built around a stock 185cc Yamaha motor. And it went California to New York, coast to coast, on fewer than 15 gallons of gas, averaging 196.5 miles per gallon over an 8-day trip. I mean, that's pretty amazing fuel economy for the 1980s. When you think about historic motorcycle figures, you can't go very long before Evel Knievel comes to mind. He was known for the number of bones he broke attempting different stunts. As you can see by these x-rays, he had more steel in him than bone. Some of you may not know, but he made one of these historic jumps here in Ohio. He jumped 14 buses at Kings Island Amusement Park down near Cincinnati. I remember watching it as a kid when I grew up. Do you remember any Evel Knievel jumps as a kid? If you do, post them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. This is the Honda CB750 Superhawk. This bike is a 305cc and it was one of the biggest engines in Honda's lineup at the time. It's an air-cooled twin cylinder with a top speed of 100 miles an hour and it revs about 9,200 RPM at the red line. This is pretty cool to see. Guys, this was the biggest engine at the time Honda made, and today we're riding around on 1,800cc bikes. Man, how times have changed. This is a Kawasaki 750 turbo, no less. This is one of the early turbo motorcycles, and the bike made about 112 horsepower, revved at 9,000 RPM, and had a quarter-mile time of 1.13 seconds. Really cool. Dave Bahr was a gentleman in the U.S. military with a never say die motto. He lost his legs in a landmine explosion, but wanted to continue with his passion of motorcycling. After losing his legs, he went all the way around the world, participating in events in Russia, Australia, China, the Gobi Desert, and he did all of this alone. It's amazing the passion people have for motorcycling, especially after such a travesty of losing your legs. It just really makes me admire people like this. So do you remember the old Terminator II bike from Judgment Day? Well, here it is, guys, and it's not what you think it might be. There's a Kawasaki logo on this sucker. It's supposed to be a 4-cylinder motorcycle like the LAPD ride, but look closely. It's actually got a Honda motor, and it's a 2-cylinder engine with 2 fake exhaust pipes on it. So for those of you that have seen the new Terminator movie, well, this is a little nostalgia for you. It's the Terminator 2 bike. So we're here on the demo. So Alicia just got out of knee surgery. So we're really excited about her being able to get back on the bike and actually maybe even get her own bike. So we're real excited about that. You get to see here Alicia riding the simulation. So, and she's up there. She's only 3 months out of surgery, so this is really awesome. We're looking forward to it. How's it feel, Alicia?
Oh, it feels great.
Feels great?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You ready to go buy that motorcycle?
Thinking about it. Yeah. This will work.
If you like what you saw today, give this video a big thumbs up and click the subscribe icon. If you click the bell icon, YouTube will notify you when we release new videos. Thanks for joining us today at the AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame in Pickerington, Ohio.